You couldn't ask for a better day for some clean old-fashioned hate here in Athens, GA. The Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, the Georgia Bulldogs. It's SEC Network football presented by Allstate. A showdown between two top 20 teams as they get it together for the 107th time going back to 1893. This Georgia Tech team will certainly use a bunch of guys to carry the football. You know this. Nick Chubb will have it in his hands a bunch today. Sony Michel close to 100%. He'll be a factor in the run game as well. These two clubs have gone at this for a long time, but lately it's been all Georgia. They have won 4 straight and 12 of the last 13.
Yeah, both teams, Dave, can score a lot of points. They're in the top 15 in points scored and rushing yards per game. Across the nation, so a lot of runs in this one. Expect a good old-fashioned backyard brawl.
Georgia Tech wins the toss. They defer, so Georgia will have it first. Isaiah McKenzie takes a knee, and to the 25-yard line, the pigskin will go. That'll give us an opportunity to go down the sidelines, check in with the third member of our team. Her name is Laura Rutledge, and good morning, Laura.
Good morning, Dave. And Hudson Mason for Georgia has completed 68.4% of his passes this season. He's on pace to set the completion percentage record in a single season for Georgia. His offensive coordinator, Mike Bobo, currently holds that record. And Mark Richt said he's impressed with Mason's accuracy, but what he appreciates most about his quarterback is his ability to stay here at Georgia. He really appreciates that he's stuck it out in this day and age of instant gratification, Dave.
Well, they split Mason out to the right, and they run a little wildcat with Nick Chubb, and they come near side and pick up 6 yards on the play. So already some trickery, if you will, from this Georgia offense led by Mike Bobo, the offensive coordinator.
Yeah, talking to Mike Bobo, he said there'd be a few new wrinkles today, and already the first play of the game, Nick Chubb in the wildcat formation. As you mentioned, Hudson Mason split out wide, and progress already for Georgia in the running game. 2nd
down and 4. They'll fake it to the wide side, come back near side for Chubb. He's got room to midfield. He is to the 45. He is tripped up, or that could have been a really substantial gain. 24 yards on that pickup.
Watch the left guard here, number 54, Brandon Cublano, get out in front, as well as the big center, David Andrews, picking up some blocks down the field. They love the screen game.
Hurry up. Nick Chubb has 11 yards, another Georgia first down.
Georgia Tech secondary.
Yeah, this Georgia Tech defense has been stellar the last few weeks, but right now Georgia is slicing and dicing. Another gain of 13. Malcolm Mitchell on the reception for the Bulldogs. That'll be his 22nd catch of the year.
Yeah.
Georgia Tech plus 10 in the turnover department. They have prospered in that department. 16 interceptions as a team. Here's Chubb, cuts it to the outside. Chubb falls forward, close to another first down, and maybe good enough inside the 10. Mason across the middle, passes caught down to the 1-yard line. That'll be a pickup of 3 for the Bulldogs as Mitchell made the reception, and now it looks as though Mark Richt says, stay on the field, we're going for it.
Yeah, you got a back like Chubb in the backfield. Why not?
Hand off to Chubb, left side, touchdown, Georgia.
Tempo, and more tempo from the Georgia Bulldogs. And even on a 4th down and goal, they go tempo, quick snap, Georgia Tech out of position, and it's easy pickings for Nick Chubb.
Boy, the Bulldogs with an explosive opening drive. 75 yards, capped off by the 12th rushing touchdown of the season by the true freshman Nick Chubb. And has become a world beater of late. He is the thing that makes it go.
And he is electric. 100-meter state champion in the state of Alabama. About 10.7 speed coming out of high school. If he breaks, look out.
DeAndre Smelter splits out near side. He averages 21 yards per catch. Georgia Tech looking to throw here, looking for Smelter. Thomas keeps it himself, and he should have the first down out over the 35-yard line. Nifty footwork, picks up 7. Ramik Wilson brings him down. First down and 10, Georgia Tech. They will throw near side. Pass is caught by Smelter. He's out to midfield.
And this is the dimension that when you face the Yellow Jackets this year, you have to account for. It plays in the middle. It is tough to contain this offense.
Thomas looking to throw again. Big collision down to 33. Incomplete. Bobbled. Dennis Andrews couldn't get his hands on it. Big hit came from Quincy Mauger. Nobody's been better. Over 58%. Thomas will throw. Incomplete. Had a man wide open and just couldn't connect. And it'll be a punting situation for Georgia Tech. A little toss sweep to Sony Michel. He'll have the first down at the 32-yard line. Brought down by Quishon Neely. Georgia lining up in the I formation. Straight handoff and a big hit. There you go.
That's how you do it.
Adam
That's
Gotsis.
how it is done.
Loss of 2 on the play. But close to 100% this afternoon. Mason walloped as he lets it go. I mean, he took a shot.
Yeah, and he is slow to get up from that shot.
That'll be 4th down, and here comes the punt unit. He's been in the program, though, 3 years as he redshirted. Toss sweep far side. Zinnin, nowhere to go.
What a player Leonard Floyd is.
Loss of 2. Thomas. Couple of pump fakes. Dancing around and pushed out of bounds at the 33-yard line. So, boy, last year in Atlanta, Georgia Tech got off to a great start. They led 20-0 for 29.5 minutes. Smelter with a touchdown there. Vad Lee with a great throw, but then things turned. Hudson Mason in his first career start in place of the injured Aaron Murray hits up with Michael Bennett. And the next thing you know, folks, this is Todd Gurley's time. He would finish with 122 yards. He would take that one up the middle in overtime. And Georgia would escape as the incomplete pass falls in the end zone. 41-34. Hudson Mason threw for just shy of 300 yards in that game. You take a look at the series history now. Some say it's 107th meeting, some say it's 109th meeting. There were a couple of games played back during World War II where Georgia Tech used some players that weren't really students, and so Georgia doesn't really account for those games. Georgia Tech still does, but certainly there is a history here that goes all the way back to 1893. The second time Hudson Mason has started in one of these games.
Yeah, down 20-0 last year and led that come from behind win with it being his first start.
Boy, McKenzie wrapped up by Isaiah Johnson. Play went for a loss of 2. Good defense by number 1. Nick Chubb goes one way. Georgia will go the other. Caught over the 31. Malcolm Mitchell driving it all the way out close to the 35. Let's see where they spot it. That should be good enough for a first down.
Have given them trouble here early.
Here's Chubb. Big hole off the left side. He gets past Johnson. Chubb to the 30. Chubb knocked out of bounds at the 2-yard line. His 7th consecutive 100-yard game since he took over the starting role at tailback.
Yeah, what's amazing, he only carried it 9 times last week against Charleston Southern. He went for 113 and 2 touchdowns.
They'll go to Chubb again. Lost the football. Georgia Tech has it.
Well, you talk about a big play in this football game for the Yellow Jackets.
Swan back on the field for Georgia. Thomas going that way. Spins out of trouble. Throws. Caught by Smelter around the 40-yard line.
Now, this is where Georgia Tech, particularly this season, with that young man, Justin Thomas, DeAndre Smelter, you got Darren Waller as well on the other side. This is the element that you don't really account for. You haven't had to account for defensively in previous years. This is a kid that used to play in a spread offense in high school and threw it around a bunch. They improved after that football game. But yeah, I'm in agreement with you. That's a tough one to watch when you goose egg a team and they're playing for the championship.
Thomas on third down. Pass caught. Smelter comes middle field. Boy, he can really fly.
Well, he goes outside the block of Darren Waller.
Under 9 minutes to go, second quarter. Georgia Tech has converted all 3 of their third down conversions. Remember, they are the best in the country in this department. Stuffed. Ray Drew with another tackle. That is 5 for the senior out of Thomasville, Georgia.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if Paul Johnson went to the fullback thinking maybe fourth down that he'd go for it, but he's been gashing him. Lasky's had some pretty big runs here in this drive, and there Georgia pinches down inside. Big Ray Drew on the stop to force a field goal attempt here.
Ray Drew came in with 23 tackles on the year. He has 5 today. 37-yard attempt. Harrison Butker, 10 out of 16 on the year. His long is 46. Right between the hash marks, and it's blocked. And guess who got it? Ray Drew with the block. The senior going out in style.
Ray Drew with the block. I think it's Damian Swan with the recovery and the advancement of the football. But Paul Johnson talked to us about his kicker. Thought he would have a better year than 10 of 16. It just seemed to take a while before this ball was set and kicked.
In the backfield for the Bulldogs. 4-man front from Georgia Tech. They will throw. And the pass is caught on the far side by Jay Rome. His 9th catch of the year for the junior down in Valdosta, Georgia. Pick up a 5.
As for wide receiver DeAndre Smelter, he's been grimacing in pain. He's dealing with a left knee injury. They put some ice on it, and he's right now sitting on the training table. He even was fighting back tears earlier, so he's in a lot of pain. Certainly somebody they want to see if they can get back on the field.
Boy, that is a huge. Those are 2 of their best playmakers on each side of the ball. On third down and 2, that's going to be close. Chubb, I don't know if he got it or not.
T.J. White in there.
He didn't get it.
He didn't. It was close. Going to bring up fourth down here, but nice job of kind of getting in low and winning at the point of attack.
T.J. White led the charge as Georgia's going to go for it here on fourth down. They'll hand it off to Chubb. Breaks through the line and has it.
Boy, if he keeps his balance, maybe a foot race.
Sonny Michel in the backfield now. He'll stay in the block. Hudson Mason in some serious trouble. He was looking to pitch it off to somebody, but nobody was there. That's about as high a praise as you can get. Mason over the middle. Pass caught. Jay Rome. He stood up at the 15 and dropped.
Boy, the play fake.
Sonny Michel cuts it back to the 5, dives for the pylon. He'll be just shy. Did the ball come out? Georgia Tech says they have it, and they do in the end zone for a touchback.
Oh, boy.
What a break for Georgia Tech.
You're talking about dodging some serious trouble on 2 occasions. Once by Nick Chubb, this time by Sonny Michel. Ball comes out. It's still in bounds, and guess who? Isaiah Johnson, arguably the defensive MVP to this point in the football game for Georgia Tech.
It's not a good sign for Smelter. 15 sitting on the training table. He is a big play guy, averaging 21 yards a reception and 7 touchdowns. Having to watch right now is Thomas with the pitch. Best gainer on the ground for Georgia Tech to this point as they go with Perkins, and he'll pick up 25 yards.
Yeah, you're thinking with the incompletion on first down, they're going to run the fullback. Need something positive.
One of 27 seniors honored today before the game for the Bulldogs. There's the pitch to the 45-yard line, close to the first down. Thomas steps up, incomplete.
Trying to find Perkins through all the traffic, and
they'll go with Days on third down, and He'll be a couple of yards shy. Georgia Tech, by the way, has not been shut out in a first half of a game since 2008 against North Carolina.
Still a lot of time to play, and when you run a play like that on third down to your fullback, the message is we're going for it on fourth down.
They'll pitch it. Perkins has it. Georgia Tech will move the chains and stop the clock with 1:02. Georgia Tech's had a field goal block, but Georgia has fumbled it twice at the 1-yard line. Thomas again. Pass caught right at the first down marker.
That might do it.
That was Deion Hill again. And
remember Paul Johnson, we talked to him earlier this week, and he said, look, people think just because of what we do offensively, third and long, we're in trouble. Well, Justin Thomas gives us a chance. And this is certainly qualifies third and long, 3rd and 10. And there he is, completing one to Deion Hill. It's right about the first down marker. It's close, about half-yard shy. And when you run this type of offense with Days at fullback, give yourself a chance.
St. John Days off the right side, the first down, and then gets out of bounds at the 12. A gain of 13 for St. John. Now they come near side with the option. Missed tackle allows Thomas to get close to the 6-yard line.
Boy, they'll pull Big Shaq Mason, and I don't know that I've seen a lot of teams or a lot of players blow up Jordan Jenkins.
13 plays on this drive. Thomas will throw it, lob it up in the air. Touchdown, Georgia Tech. They go to Darren Waller, all 6'5", hauls in the pass.
And that's what having a guy 6'5" down in the red zone will present to you as an offense. Just a lob shot, go up, and Swan can't even make a play on it because of the body position of Waller. Look at this. It's like boxing out for a rebound.
Never panicked, never got flustered, converted a couple of fourth downs, 14 plays, 80 yards, just shy of 3 minutes off the clock. Waller with his 4th touchdown reception of the season.
And just as important, you take momentum into halftime, and you're getting the football first out of the half. So that is big to convert points, and not just a field goal, but the big points. You go into the locker room on the road feeling pretty good about yourself.
Actually being outrushed. These are two awesome running teams. They just do it differently.
Difference is right there. Right there. The turnovers by Georgia offensively is the difference in the ball game.
Hudson Mason, 8 out of 9 for 88 yards. But on the scoreboard, the one that matters, we are tied at 7 after 30 minutes of play in the 107th edition of Clean Old-Fashioned Hate. Between the Hedges in Athens, GA. We are tied at 7 here in Athens. Time for us to go to the studios. Peter Burns, Tony Barnhart with our SEC halftime report. Guys.
That his toe got caught, and then the knee injury came after that.
Big run up the middle for St. John Days. That'll be a gain of a 12 and a first down, but 2nd down and 13. Thomas, the pitch. Gets a good block on the outside. Broken tackle and a nice run of 12 yards as that goes to Deion Hill.
Oh, and a nice job as well. Justin Thomas working this offense to perfection, showing it. They go down on the fullback. He pulls it out. They take the quarterback, forcing the pitch to Deion Hill. And that's how you operate this triple option attack of Georgia Tech's.
Boy, Days cuts it outside and picks up the first down over the 40-yard line and 11 yards. Wilson with the tackle, but the first time we've seen him cut one to the outside.
That big fella showing some give it and take it away. Inside, puts that leg in the ground, and then right there is what I like. Getting right back vertical.
4-man look from Georgia Tech, or from Georgia. Another handoff up the middle. Zach Lasky. He's down to the 20-yard line, still on his feet.
There's the example right there. Running behind Mason.
Here's Days to the 5, down to the 4-yard line.
Dave, you remember earlier in the first half, I told you, if the fullback in this offense starts to have success, it could be a long afternoon for defenses.
Thomas keeps it. And he is stopped shy of the goal line. Georgia says they have it. No whistle. Damian Swann. There he goes.
What a turn of events. I thought Thomas was close to being in the end zone. One of our impact players, and Damian Swann, goes the other way. Because an instinctive player like Swann.
The ruling on the field stands.
Yeah. Just not enough video evidence to confirm it.
Damian Swann, a 99-yard scoop and score. The senior out of Atlanta, Georgia, knows all about this rivalry. Coming up with the play of the day to this point, as there is a lot of football left. 99 yards, 14-7 Dogs. Fourth down. Mason looking to throw over the middle, a little bit high, and it should have been picked off. Oh my goodness. Devon Smith had it right in his grasp. So Marshall Morgan, season-long 53 last week against Charleston Southern. This from 49, out of the hold of Adam Erickson. Nathan Theus with the snap, and this one is blocked. Adam Gotsis with his second block of the year, and Georgia Tech just reclaimed some momentum. There wasn't.
It is water under the bridge now.
Inside handoff, Zach Lasky still driving down to the 45 of Georgia. Nice run of 19 yards. There's the pitch. Deion Hill trying to get the corner, and he does. First down, Georgia Tech. First down and 10. Thomas with the pitch to Hill. Inside the 20, down to the 17-yard line, and Thomas took a major hit, but got the pitch away. 17 yards.
What a play.
2:19 to go, third quarter. Lasky left side, touchdown, Georgia Tech.
Lasky's 6th touchdown run of the season.
Another outstanding drive for Georgia Tech. This one, however, does get into the end zone. 3:52 off the clock. 8 plays, 63 yards. Pass caught, and then it will go as a reception. Jonathan Rupp, first down, Georgia at the 48 of Georgia Tech, gain of 16. Over the middle. Pass is caught. Malcolm Mitchell to the 28-yard line. That's a 17-yard gain, and that is a nice catch. Mason in trouble, dropped at the 31-yard line. Tremaine McNair with the sack, a loss of 2. Now a 48-yard field goal attempt from Marshall Morgan. Had it blocked from 49 earlier. They'll try the fake. Plenty of room to run. Morgan turns the corner. He's to the 10, knocked out of bounds at the 4-yard line.
Reggie Davis throws the block on Jamal Golden that sets free the kicker, Marshall Morgan. What a flip as well by the holder, Adam Erickson. I mean, it catches Morgan right in stride. Watch this, right out in front. And a nice block by Jay Rome, the tight end, who as the guy, actually not Davis, but Jerome, frees up Marshall Morgan for the first down. Watch 87. This is the block that allows Marshall Morgan to pick up the first down.
Lofting it up, looking for Bennett, incomplete. No flags.
I think Bennett just lost his footing and really couldn't time his jump. As he's trying to jump to make an effort to catch this ball, he just loses his footing.
A 19-yard try. Marshall Morgan. Good clean snap. Hold is good. And he will split the uprights. So Georgia picks up the 3. The drive kept alive. 28-yard fake. And Marshall Morgan picks up the first down. But Georgia Tech's defense stands tall inside the 5. 3-point game in Athens. Thomas, there's the pitch. Deion Hill. He's to the 40-yard line. Wilson chases him down, but that's 15 more yards for the Jackets. Lasky, right side, breaks a tackle. Touchdown, Georgia Tech from 8 yards away, and the Jackets have the lead.
Boy, a down block by the tackle. 75. Aaron Joe, they pull the guard, Shaq Mason. It's so clean that he doesn't even have to block anybody for Zach Lasky. Take something special right now because Tech's playing well on both sides of the football.
Short kick. Georgia Tech has it. They scoop it up, or did it hit out of bounds? They're going to say Georgia Tech will.
Can't advance it. They're going to say he's recovered it right around the 26, 27-yard line, and Georgia just went to sleep special teams wise.
Lawrence Austin came up with the football for Georgia Tech. 431 on the ground, total yards for Georgia Tech on the ground. They're up to 367. Third down. Thomas lost the football. Georgia has it. Amarlo Herrera.
The one thing that you couldn't have happen with 2:41 on the clock and Georgia still left with a timeout. Ball security in these types of situations, and Justin Thomas on 2 occasions has put it on the ground. Right there, he is faking the pass and really no need to. Just throw it away.
There is life in Sanford Stadium for the Bulldogs.
299 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Mason steps up over the middle. Pass is caught. Chris Conley with a reception, a gain of 19. And Georgia in right at midfield. Sony Michel has a hole. He's to the 21. That'll stop it for a moment after a gain of 11. Mason hit, passes caught. Conley down to the 5. It'll be first and goal, Georgia, under a minute to go.
They still have the timeout, so there is no need to rush anything. Plenty of time for Georgia offensively.
They'll hand it off. Chubb is at the 5. He's down to the 3.
Nice job again by Isaiah Johnson, the safety, coming up and tackling Nick Chubb.
It'll be 4th down and goal.
And this is where I think he may have to take the timeout. That's just tough.
Herrera had that fumble recovery a moment ago of the Thomas pump fake, but Herrera with 19 tackles today.
This could essentially be 14 points lost on turnovers by Justin Thomas. And you ain't dependent on him, but loses the fumble going in to Damian Swan. Loses the fumble there on a pump fake, and he is just hoping that his defense can hold up right now.
It is 4th down and goal. 22 seconds, no timeouts for Georgia. This is it right here. touchdown, Georgia. Malcolm Mitchell, touchdown, Georgia. What a series for the Dogs.
Well, just the roll, they basically give Hudson Mason the sprint out option. Both guys, Bennett as well as Mitchell, going out routes, and Mitchell was the guy that came open cleanly.
Malcolm Mitchell has been fighting through injuries.
What a call by Mike Bobo as well in this drive to really march down the field, mixing the run and the pass. And there on a 4th down, he has the confidence in Hudson Mason to get it done. And he does to the junior wide receiver, Malcolm Mitchell.
You think about what he's been through, that young man. A couple of serious knee injuries. Last season in the opener against Clemson, blew out his knee, missed the whole year. Tried to get back this year. The day before practice, re-injured the knee and missed a bunch of time, and got back about a month ago, and boy, are they glad to have Mr. Mitchell back on the field. What a story. You're watching SEC Network Football presented by Allstate as Georgia Tech with 13 seconds to go. 1st down and 10, but a long way to go. Can they pick up enough to get into field goal range?
This takes one big play and to get out of bounds.
Thomas, he's going to try to run, has the 1st down. Now we'll get out of bounds, and there are 5 seconds left. Make it 4. 21-yard pickup on the play.
Now you really have to emphasize to Justin Thomas that if it's going to be a one-play deal, I think Paul Johnson may be thinking about taking a field goal attempt right now. Yeah, don't mess around with it and trying to drop back and get a play off real quick. It's actually 4 seconds left. They're going to try the field goal attempt right now. And he feels like, you know, he was going to have an All-American type season this year. But 10 of 16 coming in. He's had 1 block today. He could fix all that right now with a 53-yarder for Georgia Tech to send it into overtime.
Here we go. The crowd will tell you the story. He got it! 53 yards! We are headed to overtime.
Oh, my! What a kick by Harrison Butker. The snap was perfect, the hold was perfect, and he nails it right down the gut to send it to overtime. Oh my! If he happens to come up short, they would go for it again on 4th down. With this running attack, I certainly would.
Lasky driving to the end zone, touchdown, Georgia Tech. His 3rd today.
The way he has stepped in for St. John Days and performed, I think he's their MVP, no doubt about it. Right here, they get Floyd up into the air. You have to play leverage. You cannot give up space. You've got to get your pad level low. You go high. It makes it an easy block for Aaron Joe, the right tackle, and Shaq Mason to get push.
Blocked! Blocked!
Ray Drew again.
What a day for the senior out of Thomasville, Georgia. His second block kick of the day, and he has 9 tackles as well.
What a way to go out on in your last ball game as a senior, but Ray Drew gets pushed, and he gets it working against Shaq Mason to that side.
That's just some want-to.
Yep, that's just determination, not quitting on any play whatsoever in a ball game. And that could end up being the deciding factor in the ball game for Georgia.
Pass caught, first down Georgia. That one goes to Chris Conley, a gain of 10.
Yeah, Chris Milton just didn't react fast enough.
Passes intercepted. Georgia Tech wins it. DJ White with his 4th pick of the year, but the biggest one of 2014 for the Jackets.
Boy, he baits Hudson Mason into this throw. Stared it down a little bit too long, Dave. Made it look like it was open, baited him into the throw, and then stepped right in front of it. You make everyone think Nick Chubb. He steps in there. Nice job as well by Tremaine McNair to really close down the throwing lane. Gives him a big body in front. And then there, beating him to the football and getting out in front is DJ White, who has had an outstanding football game for Georgia Tech. Well, that is tough when you're trying to make that throw and you're forcing it, because McNair takes away the throwing lane, and then it made it easy for White, who had beaten Chris Conley inside on the slant route.
DJ White has been a stud defensively this year, making play after play, and he does it again. He has been their big play guy in the secondary, and none bigger than that as Georgia Tech picks up their 10th win of the season. Georgia loses for the 3rd time. My goodness, what a game in Athens. And it snaps a 4-game losing skid for Georgia Tech. They had lost 12 of 13. Their only win was back in 2008 here in Athens. As a matter of fact, it is only the 2nd non-conference loss at home for Mark Richt. He is now 39-2. What a game in Athens. Justin Thomas and company survive a thriller. 30-24 our score. Don't forget, coming up next, it's SEC Now. For Andre Ware, Laura Rutledge, the rest of our crew, I'm Dave Neal saying so long from Athens, Georgia. What a game. Just one more good old clean fashion hate.